Hey, what is up, everybody? This is steviebreech coming to you here today. We are driving over to the school. We've been talking a lot about Wrestlemania 42. And as of right now, WWE has put out the press release basically saying that New Orleans will no longer be hosting Wrestlemania 42. And we are awaiting their full-fledged press release saying where Wrestlemania will be. As of right now, if you are surfing anywhere online, it seems to be that Las Vegas will be the host of Wrestlemania 42, but they've already came out with some negative news against Las Vegas holding Wrestlemania 42. That being that Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders play, is already booked. And the Las Vegas Convention Center that hosted the WWE Superstore as well as the WWE World is partially booked. And that's a problem. I guess that Wrestlemania could go back to just being one day, even if it is just for 1 year. I'm not sure what day it is booked on, if it's Saturday or Sunday. But then again, you got to think that WWE normally goes into these stadiums like a week before the actual event to set up the actual set up the lighting, set up extra, speakers that they need for the entertainment or anything like that. So I don't know. It might not be Las Vegas. They haven't said what person is having a concert. It doesn't say if they're going to be able to give them the boot. You got to think to be able to have a concert at Allegiant Stadium, it's got to be Taylor Swift, Kenny Chesney, somebody, you're just beyond the point of huge. Maybe it's Beyonce for all I know. But as of right now, the concert hasn't been announced, which could be good. And they aren't really saying. When it comes to the convention center is one of the biggest convention centers in the United States. I will tell you that. And then I will tell you that for somebody who attended WWE World as well as the WrestleMania Superstore, let me tell you this. The Superstore could have been bigger. Because in my mind, I don't think that they had merch for enough people, not the actual fans. There was a lot of merch there for people to buy. It just wasn't the merch that I was used to seeing when it comes. I guess maybe they didn't want to take a gamble on it. It seemed like if you were a fan of John Cena, Jey Uso, the actual WrestleMania itself, you were good. But if you wanted a Braun Breaker shirt, if you wanted maybe even a Rhea Ripley shirt, a Tiffany Stratton shirt, Charlotte Flair shirt, you were screwed. They did not bring any normal merch. I bet that there's fans who didn't pack normal wrestling shirts. I've always said that it's better to go on to the WWE Superstore, plan out what you want to wear. If you want to, buy it early like I did, on the Black Friday, or just hit one of their normal sales that they do. Take the stuff right out of the box, put it right into your luggage, and you're good to go with new fits before WrestleMania. But I don't know. I'll tell you that WWE World seemed like it was bigger than it needed to be. They didn't really fill out the spaces that they had. WWE World seemed to be who wanted to pay for pictures, who wanted to pay for autographs, and who wanted to sponsor a booth. There wasn't really enough, like, just walk into a room and see some stuff. The Hall of Fame sort of memorial stuff of, like, the past wrestlers' gears just pretty much seemed to be just, like, one outfit from almost every single person. And then that creepy Triple H statue. John Cena had a booth set up, celebrating him in his final WrestleMania, and they had one title from, like, no, how do I say this? They had like maybe 5 titles. I was gonna say like 1 of each title, but that doesn't really make sense. The spinner belt was there. A United States Championship was there. You know, they just had a few things along the way. But I mean, I walked through WWE World in 50 minutes, and I didn't get. I know that when I went to Access back in the day, I used to get in like the picture and autograph lines, and that's probably where a lot of my time got eaten up. But to walk through the Topps booth, to walk through the Mattel booth, the John Cena thing, you know, I was in and out. I can honestly tell you that they're gonna want a big thing, but if their spot gets cut down, I don't know. I think they could have used more, honestly, in my opinion, especially for the Superstore. That place was beyond crazy, and it was lines to buy Topps cards, lines to buy title belts, lines to buy memorabilia. Then there was the lines just to buy the t-shirt, the lines to get in, lines. So I don't know. I mean, if you go on Twitter, it looks like you can pretty much buy WrestleMania tickets now for Las Vegas. Everybody is saying Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. If they don't have the stadium where they can set up for Mania, and especially have one of the nights that they want to do for WrestleMania, I don't see that working. Maybe WWE could give some money or something like that, and the person who has a contract for the stadium, they go somewhere else for the night and come back to Vegas on another night. I mean, the tour hasn't even been announced. But then again, if you have to give them $1 million and they're like paying like $6 million, now you're only getting $5 million. You should have just stayed in freaking New Orleans. I don't really know how this stuff works. I don't book concerts. I don't book WrestleManias, but it just doesn't seem weird. And I mean, like, what are they gonna do about who booked the convention center? Are they gonna buy their way into there? And then they're just eating into these profits. They just stayed in New Orleans, and they could have just done Las Vegas then next year. They haven't announced where WrestleMania 43 is going to be. I know that Vegas is hurting, and they're probably got their back up against the wall, and they're like, hey, if we throw this money at them, we'll get this money back. But I don't know. Just looks like a decision that doesn't really make a lot of sense. It probably wasn't a Triple H decision. It probably wasn't a Rock decision. Talked about that in my other video the other day. Probably was just like a Nick Khan or somebody that works under Nick Khan that is in charge of these things. But WWE, I don't know. For as good as they're doing right now, they're doing a lot of stuff that just kind of really doesn't make any sense.